So I was just cleaning off my stove. I was about to cook some food. Cleaning off my stove, and I hear this truck engine rumbling outside. And like, they'll just have a truck just like pull up close by and just like park out there or whatever. So it's just like it just pulls up at a certain time and then it's just sitting out there rumbling. And then I guess he turned off or took off or something at some point. I don't know when, but like, and then right as I put the food in the pot, my neighbor is walking up to the wall and like talking really loud and laughing. And like, it's like he's like talking at me through the wall or something. I don't know if he's talking on the phone to somebody. I don't know if he's actually talking to somebody or what, but he's just like walking up, talking through the wall and laughing, saying something. I don't know what he's saying even. And there's this cop and this person and this kid running out behind her in the parking lot and this guy with a plaid shirt. And he's meeting this girl with the black shirt that was syncing up with the kid and the cop. And then there was someone else walking across the parking lot. I think they had a red shirt, if I remember right. And they were all stalkers. Just now, right now, outside of my apartment. And there's more stalkers right now. And then these people, the girl with the black shirt, the guy with the plaid shirt, they're just standing there talking. And are they actually having a conversation for real, or are they just doing it so they can walk away when this car starts to back up? And then that car, it's a blue truck. Is there gonna be a red car with it? And it drives out of the parking lot. Mm. It syncs with this car that's taking off, and it syncs with the red car. But it syncs with the car taking off. That was the guy with the plaid shirt. It synced with that car taking off too, and it synced with another car too. And then it synced with the red car, like I thought it would. But yeah, they'll just always have these trucks outside. Like last night I was saying, like they had this truck out there like rumbling like that, and then he's just sitting out there rumbling in the parking lot somewhere. And then right when I closed the window, he took off. I just hear him like, and like I was getting ready to go outside too, you know. So like they knew I was gonna go outside, and so I closed the window to go outside. And right when I closed the window, he took off. And then there's a white SUV and this guy walking out, and then there's someone with a red shirt, and she's walking away, and she's sinking with a black car and a silver car, I think. But now my neighbor's quiet. He's not talking and laughing anymore. He just did that one time, and then he did it again when I put more food in the pot. He did it again. And then my other neighbor over here was making noises just a minute ago, and then he just did it again right now when I like looked over there. He just talks at synced moments, and that's it. And I don't hear him talking at like, or I'll hear him start talking at a synced moment, and then he'll keep talking sometimes. But like, they'll like stop talking, and then they'll start talking synced again. And it's like it's synced every time I hear him start to talk. he just started talking again right now, and it was synced with me finishing talking probably. And then the thing outside my apartment and the thing on my wall keep syncing. Also, and then this white truck started backing up right as the guy started talking again. The apartment next to me. And he's talking again right as the white truck drives forward. Again, I don't hear what he's saying, and like I can't hear what they're saying at all, but they just talk sync though. And people do that outside too. When I walk by the bars, there would be people, and the whitey just syncs with a tan truck, and then it syncs with another whitey with the tan truck. There'll always be people outside the bars, and they'll just be talking louder when I walk by a crosswalk, or when I walk by them, or when I walk up to an intersection. They'll either just start talking there, like they'll be quiet and then they'll start talking there, or they'll start talking louder or laugh or yell or be like, woo, or whatever. Just yell something really loud. I always do that when I'm walking around. And seeing whiteys, a lot of whiteys right now. It's just normal now, you know? It's just like, there's the whiteys again. There they go. It's like, hey, what's up, whiteys? All right, see you in 5 seconds again with the other whiteys. Say hello to the other whiteys. I'm gonna see them in 5 seconds. And then there's two silver cars, and they're both syncing up with the whitey. One was driving out of the parking lot, and one was pulling into a driveway, and like he's on the opposite side of the parking lot, away from the driveway, with the other silver car. So it's just a silver car on each side of the screen, of the movie screen, out my window with the whitey. Here goes a cop with his lights flashing. He met a whitey in a tan truck at the intersection. And then I think I saw another tan stalker right behind the other tan stalker. I hear the cop siren now, maybe. Yeah. You hear the siren? That siren just turned on right when these two white cars drove out. And then it stopped right when the white car drives out on the street, out of the parking lot. And then it syncs with another whitey with the white car. And then it syncs with the red car, and again with the same white car at the other corner. And then it's coming back around the other way on the other street. And then it's gonna sync with another car at the other corner. It's synced with these silver cars at the other corner, and then there's a black car, and then there's a loud engine sound. And then there's two red cars with the loud engine sound. And then there's a white car with the red car. And then there was a black car, and he looked like a stalker with the other stalkers. And now there's no more cars. And then there's a car, and then there's multiple black cars, and then there's a silver car with the black cars. You see one black car drive out, and then just all these other black cars, and then a silver car, and then there was an engine sound again, and now there's a white SUV, and it's syncing with a white truck, and then a white car, and then two black cars. And they're all driving out robotically synced, and then driving around the other corners robotically synced. And I hear another siren. Sounds like an ambulance or something this time. Is this another stalker siren? I think the other one was that cop car that drove by. Oh, it sounds like a fire truck. I've been hearing a fire truck every fucking day for the last, 5 days. I've been hearing fire trucks. And seeing them too, and them driving right by me. And then I've heard a couple of planes last few days that flew near my apartment. I don't know if those were stalkers, but who knows? There's been some that flew right over me too, though. And then there was that helicopter that flew right over me. So those were stalker planes and helicopters, but this engine sound is a stalker. And there's people on bikes riding around the corner over here at the same time, and then there's also someone crossing the street at the same time, I think. And there's a cop driving out when I hear the engine sound again, and then there was also a white SUV. That cop didn't have his lights on though. Maybe that was the same cop driving back the other way or something. I don't know. He was going the other way on the same street. And then someone getting in a silver car as a black car drives out and syncs with a white car. And then the machine outside my apartment turned on, synced with it. And then the car synced with the other white car. And then there's a cop car. And then he's syncing with the silver car and black cars and silver cars. All right. And then there's a white car. Is he a stalker too in the white SUV? I bet. They just throw so many cars at me that I was like, bro, I can't keep up. I don't know who all is stalking me. Slow down. This engine sound is stalking me a bit. They need to slow it down because it's just too many stalkers. I can't process all of the stalkers. I see whiteys now though. I saw those. And then there's a bunch of black and silver cars, and then there's other white cars, and then this bird is sinking up again. Just like the last video, there's another bird flying across the parking lot, sinking up with the cars underneath it. They're just doing that today, I guess. I don't see that every day. I mean, I see synced birds every day, I think. Like, if I look out the window long enough, but like, they do all types of shit with the birds. There's a white car pulling up and parking right next to me, syncing up with a white truck on the street, and then there's a red car, and then someone walks out synced with the red car. And then they're gonna get in a white car or something. They're getting in a car right as a car with a dog hanging out the window drives by. I think it's a white car that they're getting into. And it's probably sneaking with this white SUV driving through the intersection. But I don't have 18 eyeballs, so I can't watch all the stalkers at once. God damn. Stop. Just stop, guys. I get it. You're stalkered up. But yeah, he, like, right as this car with a dog hanging out the window drove in front of his car, he opened the door and got in his car. It's just the dumbest thing on earth to open a car door synced with a car with a dog hanging out the window to stalk me through my apartment window. But that's just what the stalkers do, though. I know that sounds retarded, is because it is. I'm seeing all these white cars, and they're probably stalker cars, and then my refrigerator turned on right when I saw the last white car go around the corner. So I think that confirms it. They're just all going the same direction, though. They're just driving up the street. Oh, here goes the white car out of the parking lot that was opening his door synced with the dog car. And there's a tan car driving into the parking lot behind him right as he drives out of the parking lot. And there's also a cop driving out at the same time. And there's also people walking out at the same time. And it's a stalker that I always see. And then there's also a black truck parking. And then there's also the tan car coming back around in the parking lot. And then that white car just parked on the side of the street for some reason. When he came out of the parking lot, it's a she, I guess. And she got back out right as the other stalkers walked by her. And then there's this kid running out of her car. And he's a little stalkerling. She's teaching him how to stalk. And then there's a guy on a bike. And he rides around the corner right as a white SUV drives out. And then there's someone with a plaid shirt. She's walking up right as the other stalker walks up. The one from the white car. And then that kid just like threw something on the ground before he walked away. I don't know if that was a stalker maneuver or something, but or if he's just being a kid or what, but someone came and got in a red van and then got back out of it again. It was probably synced with the other stalkers, but it was just too many stalkers to keep up. And they're doing more stalkers. This Whitey just drove out synced with a car in the parking lot, and then he synced with another Whitey. And then the tan car parked in the parking lot. I don't know when that parked, but it did it synced, I bet. And then there's a car driving by me, and it's a black car, and I see a black car at the intersection, someone walking out to the silver car at the same time in a driveway, and then they open the hatch synced with another black car, I think. And I gotta take a breath so I don't hyperventilate and die. And then a white SUV with one light is driving out. He's most definitely was syncing with something, but I don't know what he's syncing with exactly. He's syncing with these other sync heads on the street. And then this other car just came and did a U-turn in the parking lot and drove back out. And right when he drives back out, the guy is walking back out to the silver car in the driveway and putting something in the back hatch of it. And then there's a red car and a blue car syncing up. And then there's two black cars, I think. And then there's a white SUV with all the cars. And then there's another red car with the red and the blue car. And then there's another red car. And then there's another white car with the red car. And then they got a red shirt in the white car. And then there's someone walking out by me as the car is parking, and it's probably synced. There's a lot of stalkers out here right now. There's more of them. Black cars and white cars. I don't know if you could hear that engine sound right there, but there's the engine sound right there. And there was another engine sound when I stirred the pot. And it was a red car driving by. I've been seeing a lot of red cars lately. So there went another one in a loud car with his synced engine sound. And then I saw a Whitey, I think, and I see a tan car, and I saw another truck, and it looked like they were all three syncing up with each other, like a bunch of little sync heads. And then I see a white SUV driving at me. And right when it turns to park, there's another white van driving out, and then there's another white SUV driving out when it gets to the intersection. And then it's turning in the parking lot. And then there's someone walking out with a child with a red shirt on. And it looks synced with the white SUV. They're just walking out from behind a car as it went in the parking lot. I think they're just walking into sight synced. And And then this guy is walking up to the door and he's looking right at me out of his white SUV stalker car. And then a black car was parked when a silver car drove out. And then the white truck is syncing with the silver truck. With the silver car, I mean. And then it's syncing with another silver car at the corner of the building. And then it syncs with the white truck when it turns to park with the white truck. And there's a black car too that looks synced with the silver and black and white cars. And it probably was. And then the white truck backs up and it drives forward again right as the black car drives out. And then it drives backward again right as white cars are syncing at the intersection. And then there's another white car. And then the guy is going in the door and he's probably doing it synced with white cars. And he's just standing there staring at his phone. And he's probably waiting for a text message to tell him to walk in the door. Something retarded like that. And then there's a UTV and it syncs with the red car at the intersection. And then a blue truck drives out when the other red car goes around the corner. And then there's whiteys, and then there's other stalkers, and then there are black and silver cars again, probably. So there are gonna be silver cars. There was no silver cars that time, just black cars. Just like two black cars. And the guy got out of his white pickup in the parking lot and he probably walked across the parking lot, it seems. And then the whitey is syncing with the silver car. Another whitey. A new one. And then he's syncing with other whiteys, different ones. And then it's syncing with the green truck with the last whitey. And then it's syncing with the car turning in the parking lot when it goes around the other corner. Oh, it's a black car, and then it synced with the white car as it drove by the corner of the building. And then it syncs with another white truck at the other side of the, of the parking lot. I think he just drove out the other side of the parking lot, and then there was Whitey. And then there's a truck driving by me right now, and he has an 84, I think. And then my water heater is turning on, synced with him. And then there's someone walking out with their children as he drives up to the edge of the parking lot. And then there was a silver car in the background with that black truck. And then there's another black truck and another silver car. And then there's there's a Whitey syncing up with the people walking by the corner of the building with their child. And her child has a red shirt on. Is that deliberate? I don't know. Does her child have... She's getting in a white truck with her child, synced with other cars syncing up on the street. Syncing with her child. Syncing with her child. You ever just go sinking with your child? I don't have a child, but if I did, I would just go sinking with my child. That's smart. There's a car alarm going off right now. Oh, it stopped. Hey, what you doing this weekend? Oh, I think I'm gonna go sinking with my child. Sounds like fun family adventure. Gonna take my child sinking. You wanna go? Oh, I didn't wash my red shirt. Oh, that's alright, you don't need a red shirt. You just gotta sink. What do you say, man? You wanna go sinking with me and my child? And then I just hear my neighbor talking synced again through the walls, and he's right over by where the stove is. You know? He just always does that whenever I'm making food. Just talking synced through the walls. He's doing it right now. And again, I can't hear what he's even saying, but he's just like talking on the phone or whatever. But he's just doing it at that moment, and it's quiet when I'm not over here. When I'm not over by the stove, it's quiet. He's not talking through the walls. I saw a white SV right when I walked up, and then I see black and silver cars. And then there's a black car taking off out of the parking lot, and that white car from before that parked on the side of the street is also taking off at the same time. And then there's a white car syncing up with the black car. And then there is a blue car, I think, and then it's syncing up with two red cars. It's not a black car, it's a blue car. I think it is. It was syncing up with those two red cars either way. And then this red car is going in the parking lot, and then it's syncing with the white truck as it does that, and then it's parking synced with the guy walking out. And then there's a guy with the red shirt walking out. And then there's someone else with their child in the parking lot. Are they a stalker with their child in the parking lot? This guy's getting on a motorcycle, the one that walked out synced, and I think the guy with the red shirt got in a white car, but I don't know what he did synced when he walked out. He probably walked out synced. There's a lot of cars driving around, so I don't know what he synced with, but I bet he synced with something. And the motorcycle starts to back up right as there's a white truck driving in the parking lot behind it, and at the same exact time there's birds flying over them, and there's also a car honking all at the exact same time. Just a motorcycle and then a white truck in the parking lot behind him, like above him, you know, like right behind him, you know, like far away from him. And then they're like, he's parking at the same time that he's backing up with the motorcycle, and there's a bird flying over them, and there's a car honking all at the exact same time. And then there's a girl with a red shirt, and then she's walking by this place right as a white truck drives out with the motorcycle at the same time. And then she's gonna walk by me, and she's got this smirk on her face. And then there's a guy on a bike crossing the street right when she walks by me. And then there's also cars driving out synced with it. A lot of them. It's white and silver cars. And then there was a red car, and he looked like a stalker too. And they're opening the hatch on this car again in the driveway. It's synced with the guy turning the bike in the parking lot and cars driving out. And then he just stops in the parking lot in a really weird place with his bike. And he's just standing there, and he's like looking directly at me right now. He's just staring directly at me on his bike. And then the black truck is parking. This guy is just in a really weird, awkward place on his bike that just doesn't look normal. There's a silver car, and it drives by right as the black truck drives forward again, and then it parks in another place. And this guy is still just sitting here staring directly at my window. Oh, he's riding off again right as white as he goes through the intersection. He's riding off on his bicycle again. Oh, he's riding over to the guy in the black truck. Okay, he was waiting for that guy to park so he could go over and meet him and buy weed from him or whatever he's doing, pretending to do, or whatever is going on. And then there's other people walking out. Oh, it's these same stalkers again walking back around. And I saw other people walking out. I don't know where they went, but they were probably stalkers too. And then the guy is coming back out on the bike again. He's gonna ride by me. Is he? This white SUV took off synced with the stalkers walking by in the background. I don't know where the guy on the bike went. He like disappeared somewhere. I thought he was gonna ride by me. Cool, man. And then the white SUV met some cars at the intersection synced, and then this white truck synced with the car, and then there's another car synced with the car, and then there's other cars synced with the other cars with the other cars. Black and silver and white cars. Yup. Just black and silver and white cars, and then black and silver and white cars, and then red and blue cars, and then black and silver and white cars. And then I hear my neighbor talking synced again, right when I start to stir the food. And then I see a red truck right now. I saw a red truck driving around the corner right when I walk up, and then he's coming back around the other way, and then he's gonna sync with another red car. He's syncing with a white car and a tan car, I think. And then there's another red car when the white car turns in the parking lot, though. And then there's another red car with the other white car, and another white car, and another red car. And then there's more red and white cars coming, probably. But I'm done looking out my window right now. I'm gonna eat, and I'll talk to y'all later.